Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today, we're here to take a look at this Gothic romantic love book. I wanted to do a collection for Valentine's Day, but as fate would have it, I only had time to do one book. So it's going to be this one, but it is an amazing book. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So in this book, I used Priscilla at Release the Crafton. I used her kit called The Raven. And as I'm sure you can guess, it is Poe, Edgar Allan Poe based. She sent me this a while back and I've been itching to use it. So even though I wasn't able to do a collection, I'm still happy that I was able to do this one because I love the way that it turned out. And the timing on it was perfect too because the cover on this book, I found a vintage shirt. And unfortunately, the shirt had a hole in it that was irreparable. So instead of letting the shirt go to waste, I used it as a cover. So as you can see, it has some seed beads that run through it. And I left, the way the shirt was made was like the top layer was a sheer fabric with the sequins and then like an opaque fabric underneath. So I glued down the opaque fabric. Obviously it's very well adhered, but I left the sheer fabric kind of like ragged on the book. So it's all covered in the sequins. I got a little glue here. This was where I started gluing the fabric down and I realized I had to be very careful because if I wasn't, the glue would seep through. So there is a little bit of glue seepage here, but you know, I made sure to not do that on the rest of it. So here's the cover. This was also part of the shirt, this little bow. And because it's like a romance type book, Priscilla came up with a name, No Greater Love. So that's what we're gonna call this book. And then I just put Nevermore here on the cover. That is using some of her Poe words and quotes. And then the closure is attached to the book. It's Sorry Silk. There's 4 signatures in the book and it is hollow back, so it can lay completely flat. All right, so let's take a look inside. So right in the front, you have a little belly band here. Let me grab something. So if you have like a little note or if you want to put something here in the front, it's open from the top to bottom. Whoop, whoop. And there you go. So you can just slide something in here, a little note or an introduction to your book, whatever you want to do. And of course I've used some complimentary imagery, and then there's some more of that shirt here. I think I have a little bit left, so it might resurface in some other projects until it's completely gone, but I'm just happy that it's able to get another life. So yeah, so this is Gothic romantic Valentines. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I used some of these scraps just to make a little notepad, and then there's lots of extended journaling space in this book. Some of these papers, I dye my papers sometimes just straight onto the rack. So there was some of the dye left over on the rack. Obviously the rack has been cleaned now, but while I was in the process of dyeing papers, I think it's really cool that some of the lines on the pages have the color of the dye. So I think that turned out really, really nice. And so here's all the images that look like this are from the kit. I will link it below, so if you're interested in it, you can definitely check that out. And then I also use some of the little quotes and Poe words throughout the book. And obviously there's lots of writing space. So the paper, Priscilla actually gave me some good tips on dyeing this paper, and I love the way that it turned out. Kind of like a moody pink color, kind of. Very dark, and I just love, these are the originals. So I hand dyed all of these papers, and there's some really cool textures on them that might not pick up on the camera, but it's really, really nice in person. So there's some stamping, vintage music paper, and then I did some little wax seals with my little raven on it, and then I did some black feathers there as well. Fit the vibe. There's different tones of the paper, so this one is like an even lighter pink color. Lots of journaling space. There's a big tag there, and then these are some smaller smaller tags. book pages that are dyed. This is from the scrapbook paper, just says Book of Spells. Some more tags, and then there's some tracing paper. I thought that this was actually a good piece to add. This is from the lady who used to make the house plaques, but it's like a big bow or knot, and I thought that was a nice little symbol of love, sort of tying together. But this is hand drawn by her, and the tape, look at the tape, it's so old and vintage. And there's a charm on each signature as well, paper clipped on. I used some tags from her other kits as well. And these here, they're little tuck spots, so you can add something behind them, but you can also use your metallic pens to write on these. Husband never texts, and then as soon as I put the camera up to start filming, chime, 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 ring, ring, and it'll... All right, so the little hearts, you can write on these, and it's a cute little note spot. And then, like I said, they are tuck spots. There's the center. I like that the pages have like these little quotes on them too. Even in the grave, all is not lost. And then there's some more verbiage here that you can read as well. I did some fabric flips on this really nice like shimmer, not shimmer, but shiny fabric. Of course, I used my heart punch because it is a love book. We've got the man himself, and then some other tags, and then little wintertime raven there. I just use these scraps in the book randomly, so you can flip them up for more writing space. Another wax seal, and these are some dried flowers that I pressed myself, and I just added those into the book. I feel like in a romance situation, pressed flowers are essential. So a nice big jumbo tag here, and I just tucked it in into the center. There's some sari silk on the edge there. Another big extended writing space. There's a little collage tag that I made, and another piece from the scrapbook pad. That's the first signature. Oh, I put this one on upside down. It's okay though, it's not the end of the world. This one is one from my Gothic ephemera, and this one was about the train incident, so I'll let whoever gets it read that. Another stamp there, or a wax seal with more feathers. I love the dyeing on these pages. Wherever this book comes from, wherever this book goes, someone's going to really enjoy flipping through this and hopefully using it. I hope you will use it. I know a lot of us tend to use or save these as art pieces, but it's always nice when they actually get used too. So another little extended writing space. Little skull charm here. A couple little tags in there. That's a lace pocket. Quoth the raven, nevermore. A little bit of stamping. And you've got another little writing space in here, tucked away. Another dried flower there. From the paper pad. And then another big tag here. And a little hand charm. There's another heart tuck spot. I just cut these hearts out freestyle by hand, so they're all a little bit different. There is an envelope here. I left it unsealed in case you want to write on it in the inside. And then another one of the little scrappy pads. Coffee dyed fabric here. Some big stationery. Some more tags and some more of that tracing paper. Quote. Another charm. Another pressed flower. Some more tags and collage tag there. Another one of these that I just tucked in. Another heart, and again it is a tuck spot. All right, that's the third signature. Last signature. I love the color tones in this too. It might not be visible really on camera, but subtly, the paper color here, there's hints of it even in the Raven. So perfect, perfect, perfect. It's nice to find those little nuances and kind of hone into those. And then that's how, you know, you can come up with a cool color palette for your book. That's what I do anyway. There we go. Lenore tag back here. Another scrap pad I latched on. I love the jumbo tags. They're always my favorite. Another pressed flower. Another little hidden writing spot. Another envelope, and I left it open again, so in case you want to write on it. There's a little coffin tag that I made using an extra piece of that paper. And you guys, it's so cool. And it just says Edgar Allan Poe on it, and I just tucked it here in the back. Here it says the Raven, and then this little raven down here is a tuck spot also. Oop, and there's my stamp. So that is gonna wrap it up for this one. I love it. I hope that I'm gonna list this one up in my Etsy shop, so I hope whoever grabs this one loves it just as much. It's so good, and even though it's got tons of pages in it, like I said, it is hollow back, so it is gonna lay completely flat for you if you decide to use it and write in it and such. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Priscilla, again, thank you for making this super awesome Poe kit called the Raven. I love it. And what's coming up next, we do have a little spring hop that's going to be coming up next March, or this March, next month. So I will have more information on that for you guys soon. It's going to be fun. There's multiple people who's going to be involved in it, and it's going to be a fun little spring hop. So right now, I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned, because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.